This video number 3, and today we're going to be talking about DUI and Miranda. You've heard of Miranda Rights. You might be surprised in the number of people that have come into my office for a DUI evaluation and have said, Mr. Price, I've got an easy case for you because they never read me my Miranda rights. Well, does that matter? And does it matter in particular in a DUI setting? Well, what are the Miranda rights? Miranda rights came from a case of Ernest Miranda versus Arizona. And what came out of that case is that it is incumbent upon the police, in circumstances that we'll talk about in a second, the following. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be provided for you. So what about it? Does it matter? And if so, when does it matter? Miranda has to do with the admissibility in a courtroom of confession evidence in a criminal trial. If you are in police custody and you're being interrogated by law enforcement and you give an incriminating response, the incriminating statements would be admissible in court if you had been read your Miranda rights. If the police had not read your Miranda rights and you were in police custody and you gave an incriminating statement as a result of police interrogation, then the statements would not be admissible. Now let's apply these principles to a DUI setting. Remember, you must be in police custody. What does that mean? Basically, if a reasonable person believes that he or she is under arrest, you're in police custody for purposes of Miranda. The U.S. Supreme Court has ruled, said that in a typical roadside encounter where you're pulled over by the police, you're not in custody for purposes of the Fifth Amendment or for purposes of your Miranda rights. Once the cuffs go on, or something happens that it's reasonable for you to believe that you're under arrest, then your Miranda rights apply. So what if you're in the back of the squad car and you just say, okay, I had 12 shots of tequila and I'm drunk, and they had not read your Miranda rights. Is that admissible? Yes, it is, because the second thing that we said is that it must be a result of police interrogation. Voluntary statements, just blurting out things without being interrogated or questioned, Miranda would not apply. Our goal is to minimize the overall impact to you, your family, and your job. Timing can be important in DUI cases, so call us now for a case evaluation.